Hi everyone, welcome to week 7 of Nursing 404. We just have 2 modules to go and then you are finished with this course. So for module 7, we're going to be talking about caring for immigrants and refugees. I think this is a very timely discussion because of everything that is happening with our border. Whether you agree or disagree, what I'd really like for you to think about is, I know sometimes the media embellishes about overcrowdedness of the retention camps and where the refugees are kept, where the immigrants who want to come to this country but aren't going through the channels that they need to be going through, where they're retained. So, but think about it from what you've seen, what you've read, maybe if there is overcrowding or if there is indeed overcrowding, think about it on a public health nursing standpoint. Think about these people's well-being. I know several months ago when children were separated from their families, that was a huge, in my opinion, mistake. I think that the repercussions, the emotional and psychological repercussions of that, not only for the children, but of the parents to be separated as a family, are going to be maybe lifelong for these people. So think about it in that term. Aside from all your political feelings, just think about it from the perspective of physical, emotional, and psychological well-being for these people. So for the objectives this week, we're going to discuss the cultural diversity that exists between and among immigrant populations and the implications for nurses. We're going to identify resources to assist the nurse and other healthcare providers when providing care for new immigrants. And finally, describe issues surrounding the debate for and against immigration in the U.S. and its impact on nursing. So this week, the activities, I would like for you all to read Chapter 10, review the video here, and then complete the discussion board question. We'll go over the discussion board question because it's a little bit different than the discussion boards that you've done up to this point. So we'll go over that in a minute or so. You'll complete and submit the vulnerable population paper, and you will turn that in here. So your submission will be this week. It's due by 11:59 p.m. Central Time on Sunday. So just you'll click on here and upload your paper like you would any other assignment, and make sure that you're following the paper rubric, and I have that also here. So when you click on that, you'll see the grading criteria as well as the guidelines for putting your paper together. All right, as long as you are hitting all those points, you should do very well on this paper. And then this is a really interesting website, the International Institute of St. Louis. This is a really great service for immigrants living in the St. Louis metro area. So I'd really like for you to take a look at this. And you'll need to look at this before you answer the discussion board question. So let's go ahead and get into the discussion board question, and then we'll talk about the course evaluation in just a moment. So for week 7, for this discussion question, you are to follow the rubric that I have for the discussion board, but the posting must be at least 350 words this time. Before it's 250, now I want it to be 350. In this discussion question, you will be assigned one of the nationalities of immigrants listed to present to your classmates. You will discuss 2 important aspects of their culture that a nurse would need to know and provide 2 culturally relevant actions based on these factors. So again, remember, you need to include a scholarly peer-reviewed journal article to support your post. And this is how I'm going to divide the nationalities. So if your birthday falls in the months of January through March, I would like for you to look at the Asian immigrant. If your birthday falls in the months of April through June, I would like for you to do the Black immigrant. And if your birthday falls in the month of July through September, I'd like for you to do the Hispanic immigrant. And if your birthday falls in the months of October and December, I'd like for you to do the Arab immigrant. And then please state 1 to 2 things the International Institute of St. Louis may offer the patient in your case scenario. Okay. So again, it's a little bit different. We're going to have different posts depending upon your birthday. Obviously, we'll have 4 different nationalities that we'll be looking at. And again, don't forget that scholarly peer-reviewed article for your initial post. So your initial post is due this Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Central Time, and you need to respond to at least 2 peers posts by Sunday 11:59 Central Time. Then the last thing that I would like for you to do this week is to go into the course evaluation, and you can get there by clicking on course evaluation in your in the left-hand column, and it'll bring you to this page where you just sign in with your username and your password. This is the same username and password that you would sign in for your McHenry email account or through Blackboard. Once you're there, I can show you real quick. Once you're there, you'll get this page, and then it'll give you a drop down of your courses that you're enrolled in. So you'll click on Nursing 404 and then complete the evaluation. Now it's a little bit different than the final discussion board question that I have in week 8. So the course evaluation really is university-wide. It's the same evaluation tool that's used for every class that's being taught at McHenry, whereas discussion board question 8 really the course eval is specific to Nursing 404 in that it asks you about, what are things that you liked, what are things you didn't like, that kind of thing. But it doesn't really, I don't think it really captures, the ability to elaborate very much. So that's why I put it up in the discussion board for week 8. I would like to gain insights from you on what really you liked about this class and things that should be different in the course. And I think that by having or giving you the opportunity to really highlight that in the discussion board, it gives me 2 places to really pull data that I can, either keep things that need to be kept or redo things that you feel might not be very beneficial for this class. So in week 8, just jumping ahead, you don't have to post to your peers post, but please don't get confused with week 7. You do have to for this week. You just don't have to for your final week. And then, again, if you hadn't completed the course eval by week 8, if you can do that then. So I think that pretty much covers everything for week 7 and a little bit into week 8. So if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thanks.